Hello, troopers. Welcome to today's broadcast of episode 15. I am your commanding officer, Turner Thompson.
Shut
and
the
joining
fuck
me today.
up! Tie him up.
What?
Put him in the corner. I am hijacking today's episode. It is now mine. We will be taking it in a new direction. My direction. No more lizards in sci-fi. From now on, we'll be watching things like Bridgerton and anime, Transformers, and whatnot. Honestly, I'm just joking, but I am in charge of today's episode. So with that being said, please like, subscribe, comment on all platforms, and share everything and everyone you know, even the plant in the corner.
You didn't have to be so mean to me.
All my homies hate lizards. Now anime is my best friend.
With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and have everybody introduce themselves, starting from the top. Obviously, I am Akemi, a.k.a. Nikki. I am your resident streamer, aspiring VTuber, and history buff.
Hi, I'm Dennis. I'm everyone's favorite mech enthusiast. While I love mac and cheese, I love Gundam slightly more because I'm actually kind of interested in what's happening currently in the Gundam space. I actually give the series I fucking hate a shot.
What's up? I'm Dom. I'm the sound of life, death, and the great beyond. The celestial railgun that aims upon you as you commit atrocities in your room. But you know what? That's okay because I love you for who you are. And if you don't subscribe to us, I will find you tonight.
Someone ungag Turner real quick.
There we go.
Hi, my name is my name is Turner Thompson, and I'm the former host of Real Jumpers. Pick his name.
Hi, I'm Steven. I just finished Expedition 33 Act 2, and I really want to talk about it, but Dom's playing the game super slow, so I don't have anyone to talk about it with. If anyone out there can comment in the comments and comment about Expedition 33 so I can comment with them, it'd be nice to comment with someone about it.
I'm playing it at my own pace. Damn.
Play faster, you whore.
Also, we just watched the fun demise of Shoujo, so that would be fun to talk about too.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah, that is pretty funny.
I'm downloading it right now.
All right. We are actually going to go over something that this podcast normally does not touch. We are going over K-pop Demon Hunters, which recently came out on Netflix about a month or two ago. I know, we're a little late to the party. It has been blowing up everywhere. TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Spotify. The soundtrack just beat out like the majority of K-pop songs, so that's awesome.
Oh, dude, that's such an interesting thing that, like, in real life, both your idol and Golden are, like, top of the charts, which is just the perfect irony.
Everywhere you can think of, this movie has got a foothold, which is understandable as to why. K-pop is a very big industry and has gotten very popular over recent years. So with that being said, as a resident stan for the K-pop industry, I am a fan, but I am not a fan. People who are in the fandom, no.
Understandable.
As somebody who's a big part of the fandom, I wanted to go over it with you guys. When I came to Turner and asked him if we could do this, I quoted Arthur C. Clarke, "Any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic." And he went, "Okay, I can't argue with that." And then I tied him up and put him in the closet.
You just came out of there like 2 days ago. Shame.
It's dark and scary in there.
So with that being said, I wanted to do this episode very differently than how we normally do our episodes. Normally, we will deep dive into how the movie is made, the animation style, what they used to produce the movie, so on and so forth. But not today. What we're going to do today, because I am a history buff, and this is actually one of my favorite topics to talk about, is we're going to be talking about K-pop. We're going to deep dive into the lore of the movie, and we're going to compare how K-pop is presented in the movie compared to its actual industry counterpart. So that being said, let's jump.
I'm going to start off by saying that when you guys told me the title alone of this movie, I rejected it by concept alone. I'm like, K-pop Demon Hunter. What Netflix trash is this?
Maybe you should open up your mind more, Turner.
No, honestly, with the shit that Netflix has been producing in the last few years, I feel that response is kind of justified at first glance.
That sounds like the slop that they have like a million just to justify that they exist.
I mean, Sony Studios just delayed Beyond the Spider-Verse again.
Wait, really?
To 2027.
Yeah.
Really? God damn it.
Let me double check my info, but as far as I heard, yeah, it's been delayed again.
Oh my god.
Before we get into the actual movie, I'm actually going to touch a bit on the history of K-pop. Yes, like most things, there is a history to it. And it is actually quite interesting.
No, it just sprouted out of the ground one day.
Actually, it did.
What?
All right. K-pop has been around since the 90s. But if you look back towards the 50s, you will see the first enactment of examples of K-pop groups. In the 1950s, we are introduced to the Kim sisters. This is where we learned that the Korean popular movie existed long before the actual term K-pop was coined. The Kim sister was a trio, and I'm so sorry if I butcher this. As much as I love the Korean language, I do not have the right mouth functions to pronounce these words. Okay? It consisted of Kim Suja, Kim Aija, and Maya V.
No, look. You did leagues better than every time I try to pronounce a name from our Godzilla movies, a franchise that I claim to love.
The Kim sisters were considered the first Korean girl group. They gained American popularity by singing for GIs during the Korean War. And they performed very USO-style music. For those who don't know what USO is, it is a United States entertainment that go around and they increase morale in different groups during wartime. That is a quick verbatim of what it is. It's more than that, all right? They gained so popular that it actually came over to the States, and they sang on the Ed Sullivan Show multiple times, and about 22 times, actually, and gained popularity. I looked up their singing. They sing in a very phonetically correct American way, and I actually was not able to find any music of them singing in Korean and everything. It was all like popular covers of American songs at the time.
You know what's interesting? You say that a lot of the Korean K-pop songs that you made me listen to, I was surprised how many of them were predominantly only English. I was expecting the opposite.
I will explain that in a minute.
All right.
Needless to say, they really did lay the groundwork for it. Though not K-pop by definition, they introduced Korean performers to American audience and set the stage for future developments. Let's fast forward a couple of decades to the 90s. During this time, American influence was big, especially in the music industry. We had artists like Britney Spears, NSYNC, the Backstreet Boys, which heavily influenced multiple facets of music across the world, especially Korea. This is when we are introduced to Seo Taji and the Boys, which is actually coined as the first official K-pop group. They came onto the scene with a very new sound, merging Korean sounds with popular American music and hip-hop choreography, defining what we know as the K-pop sound. And I actually did go and look at their music. And I will state from a personal standpoint that I actually saw a lot of hints from American boy bands like Boyz II Men and New Kids on the Block, which was very, very interesting to hear. That being said, I know Britney Spears and Backstreet Boys did influence a lot of music. Saji and the Boys came into the early 90s, and Britney Spears and NSYNC and Backstreet Boys I know are very much mid to late 90s, okay? I know.
I kind of find it amusing just because I like the Me and the Boys meme. I love the idea that the first K-pop group was the Boys. that just tickles my fancy.
Me and the Boys at 3 a.m. producing K-pop.
Me and the Boys at 3 a.m. looking for beans.
Look at her beans!
I do highly recommend going and listening to a bit of Saji and the Boys because it is very good. When you realize that they birthed the entirety of this industry, it's just mind-boggling. It's amazing. Now, I'm going to get into something very interesting. Are you guys listening?
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
The K-pop industry structure and global strategy. Not many people realize that the K-pop industry is very much not like what the American is. But in the late 1990s, during Asia's financial crisis, South Korean leaders decided to invest in music to improve the country's image and build a cultural influence. The Korean government poured millions of dollars into forming a Ministry of Culture with a department specifically devoted to K-pop.
That just sounds like the plot of an anime. I'm sorry. That sounds like a plot to an anime.
Including infrastructure development. Oh, Godzilla would be so mad. This included building concert auditoriums, refining hologram technology, and regulating karaoke bars to protect K-pop artists' interests. There was even government protection. K-pop is viewed by the Korean government with a similar importance as to how the America views their automotive and banking industries, signifying high government protection and investment. The goal was to make Korea's 21st century as culturally impactful as America's 20th century.
I thought you were going to say that it's as important as, like, football
to
for
them,
America.
Yes. When I got into K-pop, what I was told was that because in Korea, the music platform really wasn't looked at. More than not, people went for more academically charged careers, family businesses, farming, and stuff like that. The government felt a need to raise the percentage of their music industry. So the K-pop industry was invented.
And look at it now.
Oh, yeah. With that being said, you'll actually hear me say K-pop industry more than half the time. That is what it's called. The entirety of the K-pop in Korea is known as the K-pop industry because it is an industry. All right. Just like we have an automotive industry, a banking industry over here. So how does it work? I'm going to go ahead and tell you it is vastly different than how America works. All right. Unlike American music, K-pop operates under a highly controlled system. It is so fucking strict. Entertainment companies like SM Entertainment, YG Entertainment, JYP Entertainment, and Cities HQ dominated. That's what happened. A bunch of companies, talent agencies, if you will, rose to the surface. They are the ones who regulate the K-pop groups. And it's not like how we do it where, I could get together with, say, Dom, we create a sound, we go to, like, Nashville, pitch our sound to somebody and hope someone signs us. No, they, much like HoloLive, own the IP.
Makes sense.
Dom, are you making music now?
I mean, I've been trying to get a record label getting off the ground. It was supposed to be a secret, but okay, thanks.
Sorry.
Oh, thanks for not including me, man. We're supposed to build this show together, man. I need music.
And exploit me while doing so, but I signed off on it, so I'm okay with it.
I exploit certain groups of people. You are not one of them.
Wait, what do you mean you got a contract?
Don't worry about it.
Forced to show up. I was forced to show up.
No. That was part of the Bog Witch's curse. When Turner forced us to watch the first Godzilla movie, we did it because we just wanted to humor him, but then he went behind our backs and signed a contract with the Bog Witch that we just simply had to show up.
God, it was the best investment. Sorry.
So what happens is a company creates an idea for a group, and they go out and they look for the right people. And this is where it gets really interesting. They look for who's going to fit that image the best. And it's done by auditions, training camps, model scouting, because you got to have the right look. It is insane. They take these kids, because more than half the time they're in their like 16 to 18, right? It's all those under 18. And then they put them in intense boot camps in their pre-debut before they actually debut them. And that's when the artist actually gets to do an artist role. Once debuted, the idols sing, they appear on TV shows, they perform, they create music videos, they go on game shows, they do reality shows, and whatnot. And then they expire. K-pop artists have an expiration date.
I love how ominous that sounded. After your career is done, you expire.
Oh my God. The entire time you were describing that, Nikki, I was expecting you to start talking like full-on Halo lore. I thought you were just describing the Spartan program.
Actually, you know what? The Spartan program would actually be easier than this.
Nah, I disagree,
No.
but...
It is absolutely insane because they train these artists until their moves are lightning fast, until the ideal sound is created, and then they debut them. But like I said before, idols have an expiration date. Idol groups often last about 10 years for multiple different reasons, all right? You have the girl groups and the guy groups. The girl groups last until the majority of the girls turn 30. Because in the eyes of humanity, once you're 30, you're used goods, apparently. I'm guessing. There's probably more to it than
fine.
that.
I'll see myself out.
No, 30's the new 50. 15's the new 30.
That's
For
true.
context, I just turned 30.
And I'm gonna go ahead and preface, like, this was the mindset when they first started. I know it's vastly because Blackpink just had a re-debut. Anyways, and the guy groups will last. They have a lower expiration date than the girl groups do because in Korea, it is mandatory for every single man to do at least a couple of years service in their military, which is what happened to BTS a couple of years ago.
And then they tried to change the laws.
I know that it's proper terminology, but it just, whatever you say, they have an expiration date. It sounds like just after their final performance, they just get taken out back and shot.
Does that mean I have to reach in the back for the fresher K-pop groups when I go to the store?
Basically.
It's actually very interesting you say that, and I'll get to that in a minute. It was so weird in 2008. All right, and I'll explain in a minute. Because, you know, groups typically last around 10 years, we have dubbed K-pop generations. There are different generations of K-pop. We are actually currently in the third generation of K-pop. And it's actually lasting a lot longer than we expected to because of, you know, social media and everything. A lot more people are very aware of it.
Do any of them represent Rayquaza, Kyogre, and Groudon, or are we talking more like Torchic, Mudkip, and Trico?
I think it'd be better just to do it by the legendaries, honestly, because of the groups that get really big. Because we have generations and it's a 10-year expiration date and everything, you can guess that it's usually by decades. So we have the first generation of K-pop, which goes from the 1990s to the 2000s. We had pioneering groups, which includes Sayotaji and the Boys, who were represented by YG Entertainment. We have HOT, which was represented by SES Entertainment, and God, represented by JYP Entertainment.
Holy shit, God?
Yeah. They just go ahead and went for it. These groups established the initial blueprint for the K-pop industry. And then we get into the second generation of K-pop. Okay, first things first. I'm going to go ahead and say this. Second generation is filled with the most people. I'm going to bring up a person, and I understand that there's a lot of stuff going on with the people in the first generation. I understand this. We're just going to keep going on. Do your research on your own time. I'm just here to spew the history facts, okay?
All right.
Second generation of K-pop is my personal favorite. And actually, before this podcast, I had everybody listen to a 7-hour playlist on my Spotify. And the majority of the songs in that playlist are second generation. The second generation features groups like 2PM, 4 Minute, Beast, Tara, Shiny, Wonder Girls, Girls' Generation, Super Junior, Sister, 21, and Big Bang. And it is often considered a favorite and laid further groundwork for global expansion. While not globally dominant, initially these groups were well known within specific communities, i.e. anime goers and convention goers. If anybody has ever gone to a convention, I know everybody in this podcast has gone to a convention.
No, you don't.
You can't prove it.
I went with you all to Anime Weekend Atlanta.
Damn, she's got receipts.
That was my doppelganger.
Renret?
Yeah, Renret.
Yeah, it was just
He
Renret.
escaped? Oh, we're screwed.
There is always at least 1 or 2 booths set up specifically for J-pop and K-pop. And so it's more, you know.
Do they fight each other?
I actually don't know.
Musical death battle, round 1.
A Mortal Kombat style tournament.
They had under-the-radar success in nerd communities like anime lovers and convention goers and everything because, you know, you're a convention goer, you're there for an anime, you stop and you see this nice music and everything, you pick up a CD and then you're set. They had underground success. It wasn't quite there yet. And then you had groundbreaking history in the K-pop community with a couple of performances. such as in Big Bang, there is an artist by the name of G-Dragon. I love G-Dragon. He was particularly influential, making history by producing personalized light sticks or fans, which was then adopted by other groups. The light sticks, if you go and watch like any idol performance and you see in the crowd, there's like they're just shaking a light. That's what we're referring to. And you can go and look online. There's now personalized light sticks for multiple different groups. The most notable one that I can think of at the current moment is Blackpink's hammer that a lot of the artists have.
As an idol fan and VTuber fan, I have personalized light sticks.
I'm so jealous of Steve.
They're very nice.
This whole light stick thing feels like the evolution of the classic turning on your lighter at a concert in America.
It is. Also, along with the light sticks, there's chants and cheers that people can memorize to be more, I guess, included with the performance.
It's just part of the culture.
Like earlier today, I was listening to a karaoke and Saba was singing Bansa, and I was being a little new doober and doing the whole chanting along with it.
Aww.
Kind of like how for Hatsune Miku concerts, people would do specialized dances that go along the beat, on beat, off beat, and then just...
On beat to off beat, and then on beat to off beat with a ha! If anybody has watched Oshi no Ko and you see Aqua doing his little dance, or the babies doing the little dance in the crowd, that's exactly what we're talking about.
I have no idea what the hell you're talking about.
Well, we'll show
Go
you later.
watch Oshi no Ko right now. No, not right now. Stay here.
Wait, Turner, let me beam the information to your head.
My brain! I'm alive.
2012 is actually quite interesting because if you guys have been noticing, it's like 2 years after 2010, which means second generation should be over with and we are actually into third generation, which is very much true. But a global phenomenon happened called Gangnam Style.
I was actually going to ask what generation Gangnam Style was from.
Gangnam Style is technically third generation. If you really want to get technical with it, it's third generation. Psy himself is second generation. All right. This was a global explosion. Psy's Gangnam Style became a global phenomenon with the most viewed YouTube video at the time. Its immense popularity exposed millions to the K-pop verse, as YouTube algorithms then recommended other K-pop content, leading to a surge of international interest in the existing second-generation groups. And what I mean by that is, and I'm going to go ahead and point to this, because this is actually when I got into K-pop. I know everything going on with her at the current moment. Do your research on your own time. I've done mine, but for the sake of the podcast, I'm not going to get into it. If you go and watch the Gangnam Style music video, and this is actually how I got into it, there is a girl that dances alongside Psy. Her name is Kim Hyuna. I thought she was so pretty. They actually did a female version of the song with music video where she's singing it. I watched it on repeat. And because I watched her version, it introduced me to Bubble Pop. Because I watched Bubble Pop and Ice Cream, it introduced me to 4 Minute, which introduced me to Troublemaker, which introduced me to Beast. Big, massive explosion later with a big ring. And I was stuck. And this is actually how it happened for a lot of people. A lot of people fell back onto the second generation because there was already a plethora of content there.
Oh, it's like a resurgence.
Yes, a very big resurgence. Groups that were supposed to have died off actually had a couple more years to be in the limelight, especially 4 Minute, because it consisted Kim Hyuna, and she was actually in the Gangnam Style music video, so she got like immense popularity. And then we get into the third generation, which is 2010 to present. And I know we're like 20 years in from 2010. This is all y'all's fault. You're the reason we haven't had a fourth generation yet.
I didn't do shit.
Exactly.
Third generation starts from 2010 to now. Saw K-pop truly take the world by storm, with mainstream success from groups like BTS, EXO, 17, Blackpink, oh my god, you name it, achieved widespread mainstream success globally. A rare instance of a non-American entertainment being imported into other places. Usually normally what you would see is America's entertainment industry is so big, our music trickles down into other places. This was actually one of the few times that we actually saw another country do that. Besides,
Damn.
Yeah. And it is all because of social media. We now have access to multiple different platforms. TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Snapchat, whatever, has been so crucial in the popularity of the third generation, making it so much more easily digestible and shareable worldwide. And I'm going to go ahead and say that current prominent groups include Twice, Stray Kids, ITZY, LE SSERAFIM, aespa, and Cat's Eye. I'm going to go ahead and say BTS is getting ready to come back, I think. And Blackpink just had a comeback. So there's that, too.
The only reason I know about BTS is because of their Burger King commercials.
Wait, they have a Burger King commercial?
Oh, you haven't seen those? They had, like, the BTS boys do the ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
No.
Excuse me, no, it's McDonald's, not Burger King.
Bro.
I was about
Good
to
job,
say.
Turner.
Wait, what? Did you just tell me? Because Burger King doesn't have a jingle. McDonald's does.
I think Burger King does have a jingle.
No,
No, that's McDonald's again.
that's McDonald's.
Hang on. I need to look this up now because I remember it having one, but it's like it's not as recognizable as McDonald's. Let me see.
I used to love Burger King, but apparently it's garbage now.
It's always been garbage.
It's always been shit.
Like, well, look, we all agreed that McDonald's was garbage at the beginning, but, like, there's garbage and then there's actual garbage is what I hear that Burger King is.
I guess I'm slightly wrong. Burger King has some commercials from back in that era, but they're not, like, popular.
Yeah. Anyways, so before, and I'm going to go ahead and say this is my own personal opinion before we get into the movie. As a K-pop fan and someone who's been following it since 2012, I do highly believe that the industry and the K-pop world itself is highly glorified from what you see it today.
Oh, yeah.
There is a significant dark side to this industry. And this is also where I'm going to say, because of global domination and everything, some things have changed for the better in the industry, but for the most part, it really hasn't. And it really saddens me. And I would be very amiss if I did not convey it to new surging K-pop fans. In K-pop life, there is an intense workload. K-pop idols endure extreme work schedules, often 14 to 18 hours a day with minimal breaks or food or rest. Their days are filled with training, singing, dancing, performances, and appearances. And then they go to their dorms and they sleep and do it all again the next day, which is absolutely strenuous. There's a physical and mental strain. Its grueling schedule can lead to exhaustion and instances of idols fainting on stage. Financial struggles. While groups like Blackpink and BTS earn millions, and I mean millions, Stray Kids too, many other groups and individual idols struggle to even pay off their training camp debts, and they only receive a small allowance. I'm going to go ahead and preface that a lot of people join the K-pop companies just to support their families. So more than half the time, the money that an idol gets goes straight back to their families, and they don't get to see very much of it. Hololive is so much better at this, and I can attest, and I think Steve can attest to this. V-Shoujo is not a good example. Is you get the money for the stream, and then a lot of it will go back to the company you work for, and then you get part of the payment as well. You know, it's a lot worse for the K-pop industry. And Hololive does a really good job of doing what they do, but that is like a really good example. You remember, Hololive owns the IP, Jess? So does the company that the person works for. That being said, I'm going to go ahead and tell you their debt and low income. Earnings are heavily dependent on the popularity of a group success. Many average idols earning as little as $30K to $50K annually after their debt repayment.
USD.
For those of you who don't, do the math, that is the equivalent of making minimum wage here in America.
That is, I'm going to say this now. During this whole process of you guys making me watch K-pop Demon Hunter, me getting really into it and ultimately loving it, and then you telling me about this industry, the more I learned about what you're talking about, the more I hated K-pop. Like, not like I hate the music. I mean, like, I hate that this is part of a system that is so messed up.
Yeah.
It is. I love the music and I love the idols and everything. But much like what Steve told me earlier this week when we were watching the whole Vishojo Kafuddle thing, he's like, I really don't care about the company. I just really care about the idols. It's very much the same for a lot of other fans. We really don't give two shits about the company they work for. We more care about the idols that give us beautiful, beautiful entertainment. I really wish the system would change, but because it is government protected, it's a bit harder to change, unfortunately.
Why is it so hard for a government to just pay them slightly more than what an average person would make? Why is that such a hard concept?
It's not the government, it's the company.
It's the company.
No, I okay, that too. Well, I mean, it just...
It goes back to how popular the group is. For example, the group 4 Minute, when it first debuted, really wasn't that popular. Even their manager and their company went so far as to put them on a reality show called Mr. Tutor, which was supposed to get them a bit more mainstream, which worked a little bit. And then Hyuna appeared on a reality show called Invincible Youth, which gave them a bit more grasp. And then the whole, Gangnam Style gave them a bit more. And then they were able to blow up after that. But before that, it was if a K-pop group doesn't maintain popularity for like more than a couple of years, their expiration date I gave you shortens dramatically because it's a business. It's very much a business over there. If you're not popular, the company's going to stop pouring money into them.
I mean, that kind of rings true for like literally everything. It's like how a movie can make $20 million and still flop because their budget was $30 million. Like at a baseline, it makes sense. But when you get into like the darker sections of the industry, it's fucking horrifying. But at an absolute baseline, it is a company still trying to make money, and they're going to invest into what is making them money.
Mm-hmm. And that's what it is. It's all business driven. At the end of the day, it's a business.
They pay an exposure.
The fuck up.
But you have groups like Blackpink, BTS, Stray Kids, Cat's Eye. Okay, so like Blackpink has multiple different ambassadors for like designer groups like Gucci, Louis Vuitton, Prada. Same with BTS and Stray Kids. And Cat's Eye just collabed with Mattel for Monster High. I want those dolls, by the way. Just putting that out there. Keep this in. Mattel, release those dolls. I will buy them.
The way you said that, it almost made me feel like held hostage in some like Middle Eastern country with bags over their heads. I'm sorry, that's what came into my head.
With that being said, our history of the industry is pretty much there. And I'm going ahead and putting forth that because of the popularity, things like K-pop Demon Hunters, KDA, and a couple other things were able to come to fruition. It's actually, I'm going to be really honest, I hated KDA. I wanted to hate KDA so bad.
And I don't know what that is.
It is a K-pop group released by League of Legends.
When they first came out, Dom can attest, when they first came out, I had Pop Stars stuck in my head for like 2 weeks straight. I finally got it out of my head for a little bit. And we walked into this taiyaki / ice cream shop called Somi Somi, and they were fucking playing it over their stereo. And I just stopped dead in my tracks and just try to ignore it, but I can't because it's addictive.
No, this man fucking squelched his shoes on the floor when he heard like the familiar lyrics and beat of it. And I turned around and it took me a second to process. And I was like, fucking Pop Stars is playing.
So that's what it is, because Riot is it's League of Legends, and that people don't realize that they are based out of Korea. So they were able to do
they're
KDA.
Chinese.
They're Chinese?
Yeah.
Yeah, Tencent Games.
It's literally just trend chasing. Like, dude, fucking any company will try to get in on a trend because it's good publicity.
I'm going to smite the person who told me that Riot was based out of Korea.
Yeah, maybe look it up.
Yeah, I should have.
But no, it's literally just how if you are a company and you are tangentially related to something that's popping off, it's worth investing into because you can use the frenzy to just make a fuck ton of money off of it.
That's where some of the weirdest collabs you've ever seen comes from.
Yep.
Exactly that.
So with that being said, let's actually get into the movie. I will actually touch up a little bit before we get into the production of it. So K-pop Demon Hunters was produced by Sony and released as a Netflix original and plunges into a world where music is the ultimate weapon of darkness. And I actually learned from my friend, who's actually the artist working on my model. Fantastic, by the way, who also really loves K-pop. She mentioned that it's been in production 5 years now, and it was originally supposed to be a TV series, which is why we're going to get into a lot of the issues that I think Steve had or
A lot
Turner
of us.
When our friend told us that, so many questions I had about the movie just made sense. Like, in general, the production of this film sounds like it was almost a shit show. It's almost like Halo 2. For anyone who wants to like go look into the history of the making of Halo 2, like, it's an absolute miracle that game was any good. And I feel like this movie is also one of those lightning in a bottle moments where it sounds like they had to salvage together what they had and turn it into a coherent movie. And somehow what came out was amazing. Like, I still, like, there's a lot of things that still don't make a lot of sense to me, but, like, the end product is pretty good.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, I think it also has to do with just they made it appeal to, I think that their target demographic is kids, but also in making something like that, you make it appeal to basically everyone. And it's also another one of those situations where, like, like Turner, you didn't know shit about K-pop before this. It's just a good piece of media, regardless of the fact of its subject matter.
Oh, yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and preface to everybody. As much as I talked about the history and everything, please don't let the dark side of the industry deteriorate your love for all of these fans. I still love Stray Kids. Felix is adorable, and it won't stop me from... I've got 7 hours of music on my Spotify right now.
And that's what will let them continue the cycle of abuse.
Just like Hollywood.
All right. So let's actually get into K-pop Demon Hunters. The film opens on a massive stadium, ready for a concert by the popular K-pop group Huntrix.
Ooh, Huntrix!
As it zooms in, we hear the character Celine introduce us to the deep lore. Centuries ago, the world was ravaged by demons led by their king, Gima. And I'm so sorry if I pronounce his name at any point during this. My autocorrect for the script just absolutely went nuts for some of these words.
Also, specifically, all demons are the Korean one. That's it.
It's theorized that the demon problem happens in all the nations, but we're focusing on Korea here, okay? Because that's our setting. I'm going to assume we're in Seoul, Korea. But demons led by their king, Guima, who steals souls for power. Emerged heroes with powerful, beautiful voices known as demon hunters. With their song they created courage and hope, which made a magic barrier called the Hun Moon, which protects humanity. It's like barrier in the sense, like, it doesn't push them out. Every time I've seen them, like, push the demons away, it's sort of crushing them, honestly. Anyways, a new trio of hunters is born every generation. And this is during the scene you actually get to see each generation of demon hunters. And I wanted to point back that this was in my opinion, an excellent reference to the Kim sisters, because you did get to see a USO-styled trio during that scene. And they are tasked with feeding the Hun Moon and striving to create the Golden Hun Moon, which is the ultimate protective barrier. Celine declares that the current generation of hunters is Huntrix, which goes into introducing the members, Mira, Zoe, and Rumi, who now carry the immense pressure of this legacy. We would now return to the stadium for Huntrix's World Tour final show, bustling with millions of eager fans who are just doing what K-pop fans do best, obsessing over the idols. And I love that they left the description of each member of Huntrix up to the fans to really just lay it out. We are first introduced to Mira, who is an aloof, laid-back dance queen, and she is the main dancer of the group. And she comes from a wealthy family, but didn't seem to fit into their high society expectations. Also, she rocked a sleeping bag to the Met Gala, which is just iconic.
I love some of her clothing because, like, her particular one where it has the disappointed or uninterested looking bear is, like, the funniest thing to me.
They should sell that as merch.
I would buy it. It looks so funny.
Then we switch over to them describing Zoe, who is from Burbank, California. And I love how they describe it. She's from some place called Burbank.
Some far away place infested with demons.
So it insinuates that she is half American, half Korean. And this is actually something that happens in the industry a lot. We've actually got like a lot of people think that K-pop artists are purely Korean. No, there are Chinese K-pop artists. There's some from Japan. There's some from Australia. They're from all over the place. And I really love that they touched on that a little bit. Actually, Zoe reminds me of a really big idol from...
Zoe 101?
No. Because she's the rapper of the group. That's what it is. She is the lyricist and music and songwriter of the group, and that's her role, and she's like the best rapper, which really reminded me of Amber from FX, who is half American, half Korean, and that was the exact role she played as well. I love Amber. She's awesome. And then we get to Rumi. Who is the group's main vocaloid and is dubbed as K-pop royalty, which never heard of this in a million years. I've never heard of K-pop royalty. Her mother was a part of the legendary Sunlight Sisters, which was a former Demon Hunter group. We actually put two together, and none of the fans or anybody in this world know that the Demon Hunters or demons actually exist. So we put 2 and 2 together. We've learned that she passed away when Rumi was young. It is then implied that Huntrix works for a specialized company slowly dedicated to demon hunting across generations because Celine made Huntrix around Rumi to complement Rumi. So that's interesting, to say the least.
Also, can I say, just real quick, because I'm a dumbass, stupid, fat, burger-eating American, every time they say Rumi, because that's her actual name, I think they're just saying, Rumi as in slang for roommate. And I'm just like, it's like for the first time we watched this movie, I think I wasn't paying attention during the intro. And for like half the movie, I was just like, why do they keep calling her Rumi? She probably has a name, And then I don't know who it was, but like someone, like as we were watching through, was just like, man, I really like Rumi. And it finally clicked that was her name. I'm like, I'm a fucking moron.
Well, dude, I'm just as dumb, man. I thought her name was Ruby the whole time.
Fuck, we're racist as shit.
You failed. You failures.
I know.
Fans are expressing their adoration, and we learn that the group is getting a much-needed break after this tour. Never happens. Next off, we see their manager, Bobby. A total vibe. I love Bobby. I think he's one of my favorite characters in this entire movie.
Bobby's a Chad.
Is frantically searching for the girls, only to discover that they're still on their private plane flying over the stadium. Okay, which I'm going to be honest, the more I think about the fact that they're still on their plane and their concert is literally happening, keeps baffling my mind so much. It hurts my brain whenever I think about the logistics of how that would actually work, in any facet of performance. But okay.
Well, I mean, the way I see it is that they weren't paying attention to the time. I mean, they're going to reveal why they're there.
Yeah.
But, like, it's... I mean, do you really notice too much? It's just when you're playing land sometimes. So I guess they just didn't really pay attention.
I'm going to be really honest. I haven't been on that many plane rides in my lifetime. So, no. I don't know.
I mean, I fly often.
On the plane, the girls are prepping for their concert, surrounded by a table full of carbs. Oh my God, my dream. In front of them, they have ramen, KPop, shrimp chips, boba tea, so much more. Oh, this is a glorious, glorious feast.
Oh my God, I lost some boba tea.
I'm sorry for interrupting. I have a better question.
Uh-huh.
Where did they get all of this food, and when was it preparing? Because in the next scene shows us that it's not what it seems like, and the ones flying the plane don't know what the hell's happening, and don't know human technology. So when did they get a chance to lift off and take the plane?
This is a very good question. Let's not think about it too much, because it hurts our brains.
The airport they were at had all that stuff, and they just grabbed it.
Yeah.
Before they boarded the flight.
Straight from the break room.
But how did they know how to fly a plane, and yet they poured coffee in a plant?
Don't worry about it, man.
Don't worry about it.
I mean, have you ever played a Battlefield game? You just get in a jet and you crash it into the nearest battle tank.
No, you do the maneuver where you jump out, rocket someone, and then jump back in your plane.
Yeah, that's how you fly.
So, This whole scene with the food is actually a very big contrast, a humorous contrast to a K-pop idol's actual diet. And I bring this up whenever they start eating food in the movie. So I'm going to go ahead and bring this now. K-pop artists and idols don't eat this much. This is not a thing. Actually, a K-pop idol walks down the street and they get told to actually eat more food because it's insane. It just baffles my mind. Another contrast from the actual industry and how it works.
Did you consume 20 extra calories? Die.
Basically,
I'm so
then.
sorry. I didn't mean to do it. I couldn't help myself. I saw 20
Perish.
calories and I ate it.
Their manager calls and informs him that they are running late. The girls then realize that the flight attendant is watering a plant with the aforementioned coffee pot, revealing that they are surrounded by demons disguised as stupid flight attendants. Can't even figure out how to buckle a seatbelt.
Dude, the guy messing with a pancake and chopsticks was like the funniest thing to me. He was like, yo, dude, check this shit out.
No, I remember there was one flying the plane touching buttons, which tells me when did they have time to fly to actually take off?
Sorry about it.
Maybe they killed or consumed the souls of the actual flight attendants or something and just took their plate. I don't know. They can look like anyone.
All I'm going to say, man, is I've eaten pancakes with chopsticks before, and it's not as weird as you think in my household.
It's not.
That sounds like fun.
Infuriated, especially about their unfinished food, specifically their ramyun, which mood. The girls confront the demons, who reveal their demon marks, a key detail in identifying demons we learn early on, and threaten to consume the fans at the concert. This does not fly with the girls. They declare it is time to kick your ass as they launch into the first song, How It's Done. And this is the song that really they push for promotion when they were promoting the movie. So I guarantee you everybody's heard it.
It's probably my favorite song in the whole movie.
I'm going to be honest. When I first saw the scene where How It's Done is played, I just, all I said to myself was like, this is straight up just a League of Legends K-pop trailer. That's exactly what it looked like.
Yep, that's when I was like, okay, this is very heavily inspired by KDA.
It's actually fun that you mentioned that because I'm actually going to go ahead and let you know that the group Huntrix and their sound was inspired by groups like Blackpink, 21, and there's another one, but I don't remember what it is.
Wasn't it Twice?
Yes, it was Twice. Good job, Turner. Here's a cookie.
Yay!
Now he has to go. You gave him 5 more calories.
You disgusting pig.
Oh,
You ate an entire cookie. You know what this is going to do to our fucking profits? Get out.
No, Steve, your favorite song is at the beginning of the movie. My favorite song is the second to last at the end of the movie.
Mine is the last.
During the song, they defeat the demons. The plane explodes, and they dramatically skydive while fighting the demons and land on the stadium stage. And this is anytime I watch this, Turner sits there and goes,
this is canonically proving that they can survive terminal velocity. So what's their power level at this point?
Power scalers have a field day.
That's at least city block level.
"This is at least city
That's
block."
about city block level.
No, but here's the thing. One of them uses a sword, so it's a Mihawk upscale.
God damn it.
God
Shut
damn it.
up. I fucking hate power scaling so much.
What do you mean you hate it so much? You love it.
I know. I love hate it. It's so I drive so much love from power scaling.
As they finish, the Han Moon appears and a gold speck floats through it, hinting that the golden Han Moon's imminent creation is upon us. As excited at the sight, they finish their set. And then we switch scenes. We go, it's a nice transition, a lot better than most of the Godzilla transitions that we see. Very nice, very nice.
Okay, look. Those movies were made in the 60s, all right?
We now go into the underworld where the defeated stewardess demon subtly and cautiously approach the demon king Guima, which appears as a giant ball of flame atop an Aztec-like pillar. I know there's probably a more appropriate name for this pillar, but that's how it appears to me.
It's probably something Korean.
Yeah, who then chastises the demon for their failures. All the demons for their failures. And this is when the demon named Jinu appears, playing his bipa. That is actually the name of the instrument. I love this way a bipa sounds. It's so beautiful. It's not a guitar, it is a bipa. And starts to sing a song, seemingly mocking Guima's lost power and constant starvation due to the demon hunters and huntrix in the Han Moon. Threatened, Guima asks Jinu for his plan. It was more of a, I gave you that voice and you use it to mock me. And then Jinu's like, yeah, but I got a plan. Want to hear it? And Guima's like, sure. Then Jinu goes forth to propose that attacking the Han Moon's power source directly, the fans, would be far more effective, which, why haven't they thought of this before? I have no idea. He reveals a plan for a demon boy group as 4 other demons appear. Guima is initially baffled, but the Saja Boys, which is the name of the band, display their powers with Riz, convincing the other demons. By pulling off a cool pose, and the demon in the background's like, oh yeah, it'll work.
Oh yeah, this is gonna work 100%.
I'm gonna be honest, like, this is what sold me on the movie. This is the pettiest thing I could even conceive of for this whole concept of, like, you know what? F it. If we can't beat them just by trying to kill them, why don't we just piss all over what they stand for?
Guima agrees and then just goes to ask Jinu what he wants in return. Referencing Jinu's past, we get to see a quick flashback and everything, and Jinu's only request is that he wanted his painful memories erased. And I'm going to go ahead and go that this plan, Jinu must have been working on for a couple of years, because he had to take 4 ordinary demons, train them to dance, to sing, to look the part. He was running a company with one person. I know they're the bad guys, but I'm going to give mad props there. That wasn't easy to do.
Also, Turner and I made the parallel that he's basically just Kratos. He just wants the gods to erase his memories by serving them.
Oh, yeah.
I was just gonna say that because I'm like, dude, there's a guy named Kratos you should probably learn about. That didn't pan out well for him.
He got to go on some cool adventures.
While this is happening, post-concert celebrations are underfoot. We go back and we see Huntrix descending in an elevator as the girls are ecstatic about the gold speck that they saw in the Han Moon, believing that their hard work is finally paying off. They decide it is time to release their ultimate song. The girls are probably more thinking like, oh, we'll release it after our break kind of thing. Hold on, we'll get to it. As they exit the stage, Bobby and the venue staff praise their special effects. Bobby going, it's going to cost a lot of money, but our ratings are through the roof, not realizing that it's not special effects. Love Bobby. Can't express that a must, but he was just admitting it. It was awesome. Bobby offers them a week-long staycation at Korea's finest resort, and Mira and Zoe just sit there and go, nah, we got the hottest tickets in town, referring to their couch. What a fucking mood.
Absolutely me.
I just realized, considering how scummy or some of the bad practices that the K-pop industry does, I just thought of, like, if they found out that demons could do special effects for free, I could totally see them trying to be like, so how do we enslave demons for free special effects?
Oh, don't you know that's the whole plot of the second movie?
Oh my god, is that
God
the
damn it. No, you know what? They formed the East India Demon Company.
Silence. Silence. Fucking cease. God damn it, dog.
Rumi then encourages Bobby to take the vacation for himself, which he reluctantly goes at first, but then he gladly accepts.
Not even at first. It's literally just, like, oh no, I couldn't. Just kidding. I'm a size 38 small. All right, bye.
Bobby's a fucking mood, and this is when I realized that Bobby is probably not like most managers in K-pop. He is the GOAT. I am sorry. I will go ahead and say I would, if I ever got this big, I would want a manager like Bobby. And he only gets paid 3%. Wow.
3%'s pretty good.
3% for how much they probably make is pretty good.
No, 3% is good in and of itself. But considering the fact of where Huntrix has their literal own fucking plane, it wasn't just some standard Citation 10, not some standard private plane. This is their own genuine airplane that was custom wrapped with their own logo and art style.
Not to mention they have their own Avengers Tower.
They have their own tower.
Yes, they have.
They live in.
Bobby at least makes 6 figures, if not maybe even 7.
That 3% to him may be as equal to fucking millions.
He gladly accepts the vacation, while Mira and Zoe look forward to their lazy break. Rumi, oh my god, I was going to punch her, has other plans. We then switch over, and we actually get to see said lavish apartment in their Avengers Tower, which I would go ahead and point and nod that this is where I have the theory that their company that they work for is like rolling in money, because my god.
I guess when the goal is to make sure that humanity is made extinct by demons, I guess by any means necessary, I guess.
But usually what happens is you get to this scene, and if you're watching it with a K-pop fan, they'll stop moving and go, this isn't realistic. It's because it's not. We already went over how much a K-pop artist typically makes. I don't even think BTS and Blackpink are making that much money. So...
Well, you never been to the BTS Tower?
No. Anyways, we see their lavish apartment and massive wardrobe, and in the background, it should be noted that Twice's strategy is playing. And this is where I would like to mention that Twice did play a really big part in helping the music creation of this entire movie. So congratulations to you, Twice. This was possibly must have been a really big, boost in your popularity.
I mean, I prefer Thrice, but who knows?
Shut up, Turner.
That was the most personal shut up, Turner, I've ever heard from Steve.
Dude, I've been on a big dad jokes kick for a while.
Wait.
Mira and Zoe settle into their date with the couch, surrounded with snacks. And I had to stop the movie and look at the snacks. It's pretty similar to what it was on the plane, but now we have ice cream and pizza and donuts in there as well.
Stop making me hungry.
Rumi, however, decides to go into the wardrobe, change into her new uniform, and decides to release their next song. She shocks the girl, who have just sat down, when they go, hey, how was your break? And they're like, we just sat down. No, you fucking didn't.
And this is the moment where I would have punched her in the throat.
Okay, can I mention I love the animation in this movie. I love how willing they are to make their faces look all goofy and anime, or like, maybe not even anime, just like cartoony in some ways. And the way they animate her rising up, I almost feel like they didn't even bother to animate her actually standing behind the couch. I think they literally just slid her up on the y-axis.
No, the animation is done by the same people who's been doing Into the Spider-Verse. In this scene, I loved how they literally sat down and she's like, hey, enjoy your break. No, we just sat down.
No, the pajamas.
They're like, you did not just release the promo for tomorrow. Tonight?
Tonight?
And she's like,
you release it tonight?
And she, out of nowhere, has their outfits ready and just starts putting them towards them. It's like, here you go. It's time.
And they start to cry.
And in the next scene, Bobby, who is still in his robe and face back, bursts in, ecstatic that the new song is already number one, as he rips off his robe and appears his uniform for the entire experience.
So many people rip off their clothes in this movie.
This song has gone number one within 5 minutes. And the name of the song that was released is Golden. Huh? You get it? You get it?
No, sit here and explain it to me like I'm 5.
The film transitions into a stereotypical K-pop music video promotion for their new song Golden, and fans go wild, and interviews are about. We get to see the song and play about and everything, and then you get to realize it's golden because they're trying to make the golden honeymoon. During the entire sequence, we then go backstage before a live performance where Mira and Zoe are so cheerful. But in another room, Rumi removes her jacket as the song Golden is playing, as she sings a underlined part of the song, which is so like blatant. The songs do a really good job about explaining exactly what they're doing, right? She removes her jacket, revealing her own demon patterns on her arm. Shock gas. Who could see that coming?
What?
I did. I saw that coming.
Actually, I'll be completely honest. It totally fits the story, and like I could have predicted it if I had more clues, I guess, maybe. But like, when I saw it, I was like, oh, Well, things just got more interesting.
This was the first lore drop, and so many people have started theorizing and everything. She states that once the honeymoon turns golden, her marks will disappear and every wrong with her will be fixed, and sets up for the eventual definition of emotional, psychological trauma and upbringing. Possibly. Does. We then go to the live performance, and Rumi's voice gives out during her solo. She panics. She starts again. Everybody is just trying to make sure she's okay, and she's like, give me 5, and she goes backstage, and then she looks in the mirror, and she actually sees that the marks had spread, and she insinuates that they're interfering with the singing. When I first saw this scene, I saw that the marks were over her throat, so I thought the same thing too. I don't think that's actually like the case and everything. I think it's a lot of trauma. I'm going to blame this all on trauma.
It's all in her head, dude.
It's all... And we didn't get a backstory flashback, which shows a young Rumi asking Celine, who did raise her after her mother's death, because Celine was also part of the Sunlight Sisters, why she must hide her marks. Celine confirms that the marks will vanish when the golden honeymoon appears and reveals Rumi is half demon, half human. Celine then urges Rumi to embrace her hunter side and hide her marks.
Really bad parenting.
Very bad parenting.
Don't let them know. Well, now they know.
Turner, come on, man.
It's revealed Rumi has kept the secret from the other girls, even avoiding bonding experience like the bathhouse, which they quote the bathhouse so many times. Celine remains firm that Rumi's demon side must stay a secret. On a rooftop, because Rumi ran from the venue, and then we just see her on the rooftop overlooking the entire city. She battles with her inner turmoil, trying to figure out what the heck's going on. And we get to see her panic and see how her demon side affected the whole moon, and it scares her a little bit, which I love that addition right there.
It's interesting that, I so far I really like the writing in this movie. There's so much I want to know about how things work. Because something I was going to bring up is that I think Celine is totally just grasping at straws at the whole, if the golden honeymoon will make her marks go away.
That's something I was thinking about the entire movie too, of what makes you think that it'll go away. If it's part of the person, especially with the fact of where she was born with them as a kid, I don't think they're gonna go away. If anything, they're just going to stay. My theory, even if they turn the whole moon gold, her marks are still gonna be there because they are literally part of her. I don't know if anyone watched Steven Universe at the end of where, look what happened when White Diamond took off Demon's gem. It literally was killing him after it was removed. He was literally dying because half of him was gone.
And to add to that, I had a theory. It's what if we find out that the golden honeymoon would banish her to the demon world because she's part demon?
Maybe they've had a case of a half demon before.
Also, again, Celine's just grasping at straws. A golden honeymoon apparently has never existed. So what the hell? How could she possibly know what it does?
That's actually the other thing. How do you guys know about a golden honeymoon fully sealing it? Is it genuine legend that it's supposed to do this? Or is it kind of we saw it turn gold. What happens if it turns gold? Maybe they disappear forever? Fuck it, let's go with that.
That's probably some legend or musing or theory that they have.
So we then go on to the next bit of scenes and everything. Rumi then returns home to concerned bandmates, and they decide that since she's under immense pressure, they consider calling Celine, but then they decide to opt out against it due to Celine's intensive nature, which, awesome. You are good friends for not calling the mom.
Terrible mom figure.
They decide to cancel the live performances until the impending Idol Awards, which is deemed the perfect time for the Golden Honeymoon performance. And because it is a sold-out stadium, which would significantly strengthen the barrier and benefit Rumi's voice. It's just then she gets the rest, and it's apparently their biggest concert of the year. It usually feats the honeymoon the largest, which means it's the best time for the golden honeymoon to be created. Zoe, ever the problem solver, immediately brainstorms ways to fix Rumi's voice. Like, oh my God, she's the friend that you go to who has watched like 10,000 TikToks and pulls up the snake oil chip and go, try this. I guarantee you that if you went to her and go, I need to exercise, she'd pull up that shaky like exercise machine that was trending on TikTok and go, this works. And it doesn't. The next day, they seek out what I'm going to refer to as a quack doctor. So we found online, rumored to have a universal cure. And on their way there, we see people promoting the new boy group, the Saja Boys, in the background. At the doctor's office, Rumi agrees to try these tonics after the doctor performs a very comical and intensive stare, breaking down Rumi's entire trauma and backstory and intensive personality of what she is, which she dismisses as, an overestimation. He then goes and does the same for Zoe, and he tries to do the same for Mira, but she is just, I love Mira. She just bites back at him, and he just turns into a little puppy.
Her power level is 530,000. Lesser beings like doctors don't work on her.
He gives Rumi the box of tonics, and as they are leaving, Rumi notices a photo of the quack doctor with Huntrix, which she's like, we've never done that picture. And then we see that his photo is falling off. Like, dude, at least put the photo on the inside of the glass, honestly. Despite this being their first meeting, which just solidifies to her that he is a quack doctor. Exiting the clinic, they literally run into the Saja Boys. Like, they're turning the corner. The girls panic and everything because they think it's Sven. And then you just see these 4 guys walk down the street, and Mira and Zoe are just immediately oogling, like goggling these guys.
Insert, oh no, they're hot.
Oh my, dude, like when I saw the Soja Boys, I mean,
Saja.
like the joke, the Saja Boys,
Soldier
sorry.
Boys.
Whatever. Every time I kept making the joke like, well, sorry guys, I'm gay now.
Oh yeah, this is like an unfitting thing. Every time the Saja Boys came on screen, it was like a roulette of whether or not Turner was going to turn gay or straight again.
Yeah.
Ginu rounds the corner and then bumps into Rumi, causing her to drop everything in slow motion, set to a melodramatic K-drama style background score, which is in the official soundtrack, by the way.
No. It's not even that. They over-edit the hell out of this. I was told later it's on purpose. But it's
Yeah, it's
like,
on purpose.
if you, Turner, for the YouTube version, put like an Indian soap opera scene on screen. It's like that, man. It's like so many cuts of just like, oh, you've hit me. No, how could I possibly recover from this? It's like a fucking Dragon Ball edit.
It's so intensely beautiful in this scene. It makes you want to cringe, but when you realize it's a parody to like K-drama, it just makes you laugh every time you see it. Ginu feigns helping Rumi because she's on the ground and everything, but then disgustingly wipes his hand on his shirt and then tells her that she better watch herself. And the girls are just enraged and following with a bunch of just like vomit noises and everything, just girls being girls. And then they hear music start.
Oh, my favorite. It's my favorite song.
They turn the corner to find those same rude boys who are in a boy band drawing a huge crown with their infectious song, Soda Pop. This would have been the Saja Boys' debut. And you know it's a popular song when even the Korean grandmas are floating in the air to the song and they're dancing and everything and just the hearts appear, everything.
Do you remember the part where the main guy like repelled one of the grandmas with like a forced pelvic thrust?
Yeah. He used the legendary Virgin Field.
The virgin fee.
I'm going to go ahead and take the time and mention that the Saja Boys inspiration, the writers drew their inspiration from the major K-pop boy groups like Monsta X, BTS, Big Bang, and Stray Kids. I haven't listened to a lot of Monsta X songs. I listened to a few BTS songs, but I can attest that, yeah, there's a lot of Big Bang and Stray Kids. Soda Pop very much reminds me of Butter from BTS. Everybody knows that song.
I thought you meant actual, but like a stick of physical butter.
No, BTS actually has a song called Butter. It's like smooth.
No, I get
like
that. It
butter.
just sounded like you meant actual butter. I was really confused.
Soda Pop really leans heavily into the BTS style that they were inspired by. And then later when you hear Your Idol, you will actually hear more Stray Kids and Big Bang in that one, in my personal opinion. Other people have different opinions on it, but, you know, this is my take on it. During the performance, the Saja Boys' demon marks briefly show, and Huntrix realize that they are demons attempting to steal the fan energy.
Zoe thought it was a magician.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, so I thought he was a magician. Mira wants to attack immediately, but there is an area in the crowd. It's just a bit too crowded and everything and whatnot. And the girls just go absolutely feral and everything. They smash on presents and they throw corn on the crowd. And it's just absolutely...
Because they were trying to sabotage all the good things the Soja Boys are doing.
Yeah, Saja.
God dang it. I'm sorry, Saja.
The Saja Boys announced their debut on a game show later that night, which Huntrix sees as the perfect opportunity to slay some fucking demons. And then we get into this, big montage as they put on makeup and everything, full leather battle gear, and which honestly slaps. I like Zoe's the most. As they go to the game show to try and kill said Saja Boys.
Yeah, can we just point that out for a second? They chose a public and live televised game show to, in their own words, they literally are going to murder them on camera in front,
No. They said that they were going to wait until the end of the show.
All right, fine. In a public space, they were going to murder them.
Yeah.
The fuck?
I also want to go back a bit. I didn't pick up on it when I first heard Soda Pop, but because again it was stuck in my head and I was listening to it for like 2 weeks now. Really pay attention to the lyrics of Soda Pop. It's blatantly obvious what their end goal is. It's really funny.
You know those moments when you actually listen to the lyrics of a song and you're just like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, because Soda Pop is basically just a metaphor for drinking your soul.
Yeah.
Yeah. They literally spell out how they're going to kill everybody.
At the game show, we see the Saja Boys are seemingly losing at a hot sauce eating contest, except for baby Saja, who exhibits what the fans like to call the Felix effect, which Felix is a member of Stray Kids. He's got a very cute face, but he's the one with the deep voice in all their music. It's very, very same effect. Cute face, deep voice. It's the Felix effect from Stray Kids. And who wins with his goo goo gaga at the very end. Anybody who's seen this stage blows up for it. It's so freaking weird. This is when I'd like to go ahead and mention that another K-pop friend of mine mentioned that this was a reference to an actual game show in Korea. I'm sorry, I didn't look up what the name of the show was, but I would like to go ahead and mention that this was a parody of what K-pop artists actually do on the side for promotion. They go on game shows.
I thought this was a parody of Hot Ones, especially the one where Idris Elba was like, "What the fuck?"
No, it's a parody. It's a parody of actual game shows that the idols will go on to have promotions.
So, do you think that was weird? It's not as weird as fucking Chicken Jockey in the Minecraft movie. I'd never fucking understood why everyone went so fucking crazy for it.
I'm going to go ahead and mention that there is an Easter egg with the Saja Boys. In boy groups, each member of the boy group usually has a trope that they have to follow. The biggest example of following tropes would be if you ever watched or run High School Host Club, where each member of the host club has a different aesthetic that they try to go. There's the aloof one, there's the princely one, there's this and that. Each Saja Boy follows a different K-pop boy group trope. So, except for Jinu, for some reason. So we have baby Saja, who is the baby. We have romance Saja, who is the romance character of the entire group. Mystery Saja, who is supposed to be the aloof one. Then Abby Saja for his abs. And then Jinu's supposed to be the main one. As the Saja Boys celebrate their win, Huntrix appears over the backdrop. Jinu, seeing them, turns all the attention onto them, inviting them onto the show where they slide down a slide and the leather rubs up and it's just very awkward and everything.
It's pretty funny. I like that.
And then they get up and they engage in a gratitude bow to see who can bow the lowest, so who can have the most gratitude. And at the end, the Saja Boys escape, laughing with Huntrix in hot pursuit. This really just showed, I love this scene because it really shows what big dorks Jinu is and all of this.
That part doesn't happen until in the bathhouse.
No. I'm talking about when they're running away and baby Saja is piggybacking on one of the other guys.
Oh, I love that so much.
Okay.
It makes me laugh every time I see that.
I like to equate that this also shows them being big dorks. But speaking of the bathhouse, we get into the bathhouse where the boys run in and the girls follow. And Zoe's excited, realizing that they can finally take Rumi to a bathhouse when it's probably not exactly what she was intending. And the Saja boys box the Huntrix for following them into the men's side and summons water demons to deal with them. An impressive fight scene ensues, showing combat beyond just magic. I mean, there's just an incredible fight scene just goes afoot. Genu laughs while running away, but trips, which actually does reveal his dorky side, and I like to mention that. It doesn't really need to be mentioned, but I want to mention that. And Rumi follows him into the steam room. Steamy. During a small battle, Rumi's shirt tears, and Genu sees the demon marks on her arms, realizing that she is part demon, and he is stunned. He is taken back just a little bit. The wall collapses, and the other girls need Rumi's help. Rumi hesitates, not wanting her friends to see her marks. Genu dramatically saves her because he realizes this, wrapping I would say a bandage, but I think it's more like one of the wash rags that's actually in the bathhouse, around her arm, seemingly protecting her secret when he could have easily exposed her. And wow, just wow.
The framing of it is like big romance anime moment is what that is.
Oh yeah, big romance anime moment. He then runs off, and Rumi with the girls stop the water demons. As the fog clears, they realize that the Saja boys got away. Leaving the bathhouse, the girls see the Saja boys' plan is working. In the background, we see that a demon emerges from the water and steals the soul from a grandpa who's singing Soda Pop.
Oh, poor man.
Genu, on the street, is summoned by Gima into the underworld, where the Saja boys are revealed in their demon forms, exhausted but triumph, which really shows that Genu really just grabs some, like, the most attractive demons he could find and train them, right? Because they just look like The Walking Dead. You guys know the zombies from Hotel Transylvania's, how they're kind of slumped over?
Yeah, a little bit.
That's what they reminded me of. Gima admits that the demon hunter bears his mark, but is beyond his control. Genu reassures him that claiming Rumi's shame means that she is manageable and vows to make the plan work, though a flicker of doubt or regret crosses his face. Back at, I'm going to call it, Huntrix Tower, the girls stare at the city, seeing fractures or blisters on the honeymoon, indicating damage, and it has never been this bad. They hypothesize that Soda Pop is just a fad, and then Bobby bursts in, oblivious to the visible damage because he can't see it, showing them that the Saja boys are everywhere on social media and topping charts. I mean, he's like scrolling through TikTok, and we see that classic, a brief dance to Soda Pop from Bobby and Zoe before Mira and Rumi chastise them both. Bobby decides to put away his phone, illustrating his blindness to the Hanmoon's damage as he looks towards the window, puts his hand on it and goes, "It's just social media. I can chill." And then you got to see compared to the girls' distinct view.
Oh my god, everything is on fire!
The girls devise a new plan. Win the Idol Awards with the best diss track ever to take down the Saja boys. We see Bobby's unwavering support of the girl as they plan music, lyrics, and choreographies, and he just sits to go, yeah, they seem like really cool people, but I love the energy.
I think let's leave it at this because it's a good moment to be like, okay.
Yep, they got a new plan. They're gonna go take on the Saja boys, and yeah, I'm shocked how much I liked this movie.
A good piece of media.
I'm gonna be really fucking honest. When I saw the promotions for this movie as a K-pop fan, I was really irritated because to me, it was just another company wanting to make money on a fad and whatnot. And then I actually got into it and I watched it, and I really, really enjoyed it. Actually, I'm thinking about getting ready to watch it again.
Well, there's a lesson in, gotta read too much into it. It's just media at the end of the day. If you like it, cool. If you don't like it, cooler.
But I will go ahead and answer a question that I think Turner brought in earlier, that a majority of K-pop music has English in it. So what usually happens in a K-pop song is it's primarily Korean, and then they'll throw in a couple American words here and there. That was the sound that Saja and the boys contributed. As it got more popular, I'm assuming more and more groups decided to appease to the American fan base that they have and put in a lot more English songs. There's all of Cat's Eye songs are English. There's a good few of BTS, Blackpink, and Twice songs that are primarily English. But if you listen to some of the songs in this movie, you'll see that it is primarily English, and they throw in a couple of Korean words here and there, which makes me think that they were trying to do a reverse on us, that it's actually...
Is it in universe them speaking Korean and it's just English for the sake of us?
That's what I'm thinking. That is really what I'm thinking it is. And I thought that was really cool, which makes me really want to listen to the songs in Korean and see if those words turn into English.
Oh, okay.
But that's my answer to you. Usually it is very Korean based. And a lot of the artists that are still Korean localized, they still do predominant Korean songs. But a lot of the big groups now, they do a lot more English to appease to the masses of fans that they have that are English speaking.
Okay, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. We will have a second episode. I just spent longer on the history of K-pop than I wanted to, and I'm very sorry for that.
That's fine. No, it was interesting.
But we actually did get halfway through what I wanted to discuss about. When we come back, we're going to start off on Rumi's internal conflict and a demonic messenger. So this is actually really good.
The best part of the movie.
The best part of the movie and the best character. I'm a little upset that we didn't get to talk about him today, but honestly, it's better to leave it like this. So,
it's suspense.
The suspense, it's a cliffhanger. Oh my gosh. If you see the movie, you know who we're talking about. But still, with that, thank you guys for watching this movie with me. I know Turner usually makes us watch all of his crazy lizard movies. He made us watch one the other day. So I really appreciate, Turner, you letting me go into something that I really, really, really like, especially it's got nothing to do with sci-fi in the least bit.
No, remember, any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. That's what we're going for here, okay? It's still sci-fi. Demons are just advanced AI or something. I don't know.
That's why it's called Hex Tech.
I hope you guys love this movie. I hope you guys enjoy the history. Please enjoy some K-pop. It's fantastic and amazing. Listen to Stray Kids. Listen to Twice. Everybody knows about BTS and Blackpink. So that's where I'm going to leave it. Thank you guys so much. And you guys got anything to say before we sign off?
Can I have my show back?
No. One more
We'll
episode.
make a new show.
This is my show now. We're renaming it.
To Real Jumpers, but spelled differently.
Yeah, it's Real Jumpers spelled R-E-A-L, not R-E-E-L.
No!
Is that when we go on our nature documentary kick?
Yes.
I mean, I had an idea for a side podcast where we do, like, cryptids and mysteries. It's just called Real Mysteries, but spelled R-E-L, you know?
It's all just mountain monsters.
Thank you guys so much for listening, Jumpers, and this is us signing off until next time. Bye!
Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.